And welcome back, everybody, to the final episode of the guide to speedrunning Heritage of Dragon's Tail. So this video is going to be focusing pretty much like 90% on the final boss fights, because there's like a little tiny bit of platforming in between the two, but not really a whole lot. So I'm going to be kind of going over mostly how the boss fights work. I'll try to make the fights last longer so I can kind of show off more of the attacks, so you know what to look for. So the first fight is going to be basically 4 different phases of Valkor. First one is going to be Fire Elemental. So we'll start off down here. So we'll kind of do like a bunch of random light casting. Yeah, you definitely want to attack with your basic sword as much as you can. And especially having like maxed out and double attack makes this fight so much easier. In fact, I'm actually not even sure what all attacks he has outside of this step, because once he gets up here, you can actually reflect some of these attacks. And then you normally use like up attack here to kind of reverse pogo him. I want to see what other attacks he has, just as a reference. Okay, we did not successfully dash for those, apparently. Yeah, what else does he have for us? Or does he just go back to his regular thing? Okay, he just goes back to his regular attack, so he's already cycling through. Yeah, he likes to summon his little light orb things. And you can always attack these little small guys here to get more like the Dragon Fury points or whatever. Oh, I forgot about that attack. Yeah, there's probably better ways I could reflect that. And actually, let me go ahead and do a safety level up here. I think we should be good for safety stuff still. So in this section, this is a little more of a tough section. Ideally, you want to have Valkor on the middle platform with you being on his right side, because there's going to be a wind that's like constantly pushing you left, so you can kind of mitigate that by being on the right side of the platform. At which point you just like constantly do like basic attacks on him. In this case, if you're kind of spawning to his left, you can either try to just counterattack him constantly, or you can try to just attack him and try to keep up with the way the wind platform goes. But I think in this case, I'm going to try to go for the attack strategy here. Then you want to be able to dodge away from that thing, because it will freeze you and will make you angry. Yeah, this is kind of what we want. We just want to keep being able to do this. If you do it well enough, you can actually skip basically all of his other attacks. He doesn't really do too much else other than that. This section is a little more kind of complicated. He'll do this big crash down effect that can stun you. He'll start summoning fire. Yeah, this is one of those sections I haven't fully gotten a good setup for yet. Because kind of the number one rule is that your basic attacking and like chain attacking is going to be faster than counter attacking. It's just significantly less safe as well. You can also get like an upstab from there if you're timing it correctly, which I could not time, unfortunately. Yeah, and unfortunately, like with all their fire-based things, a lot of his stuff can set you on fire. And he also stuns you from there, which is not good times. You can use this opportunity to do a bunch of down stabs on him, which is good for damage. I should do a safety heal. You're taking down that phase. And then here, I believe he has mostly dark and then a little bit of like all of his powers combined. This is when he gets really angry. Oh yeah, there's his roar. Oh, I did not dash in time. So he does also have an attack here that you can reflect back for massive damage as well. I think it should be this right here. When he starts like breathing. I didn't know he could stun me during that. Also, something about this attack in one of my previous runs, like insta-killed me. I still have no idea why. Okay. Yeah, maybe I actually should buy some healing items, because I'm explaining things, I can't just like naturally react to everything I normally see. So it kind of makes it a little bit harder in that sense. Let's go pick some heals. And of course, because we didn't pick up any item pouches, we have like very minimal amount we can actually buy. No, not that. No, not that. I can't jump down these? That seems unfortunate. Actually, no, we have enough money. Let's pick up one of these. Yeah, the blue potion recovers all your HP, MP, and ammunition, which is super nice. And welcome on in, Gecko, and thank you for the contribution. How you doing tonight? We're getting so much closer to the Guitar Hero. We can all jam out on one Wednesday a month. So I can look forward to it. Yeah, at least now that I've already kind of gone over these phases, I can just do these in the way I normally do them and go through them fast, which is nice. Okay, so you start over there, but you just jump right over there. Oh god. Overall, the guys come along pretty well, and I swear, if I was actually like timing my run in this, I actually probably would have had some like gold splits at this point, which is kind of interesting to me. I had some like really good boss fights earlier, and I think I've actually kind of solidified a few strats as well. Okay, so since we're starting inside of his hitbox, we're just gonna do the counter strat. Yeah, try to stay on this side, or not. I keep forgetting there's a platform there. Yeah, when he starts doing this attack, this is the one that's hard to really do anything to him. Oh god, we got frozen. Oh my god. Okay, we got that phase. It's about the internet? Heckin' internet. Okay, we avoided the sun that time. Okay, there's some help from an enemy. Ooh, bonus XP too. Not enough for a level though, so it's not quite worth it. Ow. Oh right, that was the fire attack, this fire phase, not his Death Dark phase. Yeah, this section is probably the easiest because you just the spells in general don't really help because the spells normally get stronger when you find more of the spell scrolls out in the world. We don't find any of those scrolls, so that we don't really get to strengthen our spells up, like, at all. So, unfortunately, the spells don't even really help, like, at all. Okay, that was a lot of damage. Let's just do a level up here. Get a full heal. I didn't do as much healing as I wanted it to. Ow. Okay, that does... Oh! I didn't realize I could double hit. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually kind of getting into weird situations I don't normally have with the final phase of that boss. I don't know why it feels different this time. Yeah, I mean, I guess one of the balancing things is that your sword does do quote-unquote critical damage against all forms of Valkor, so you're kind of meant to use your melee attack, especially when you reflect attacks too. Because some of the reflections do like literally 1,000 damage. It does also suck that the sword beams hardly do any damage, but it's also not really unexpected either. Because that would just kind of make the game too easy if they did a lot of damage. Ow. Yeah, especially when you're first learning this fight, you kind of want to learn how to avoid as much damage as possible. Oh, that was good damage right there. Okay, get out of the way of that. Yeah, if you do that section right, you can actually defeat him before he gets a chance to do anything else. Oh god, now he's doing this. There we go. There's that phase. Yeah, I'll admit, the fire phase I haven't really fully figured out a good full... Damn it. A full method for. Which is probably part of the issues. There's some help. I love how he only ever comes this side for that attack. I also gotta remember he does the big teleportation damage thing too. I'll take the free level up there. There we go. There's that phase. Yeah, the pogoing there is probably like the most effective thing you can do, because he just does not move a lot during that phase. I love how that potion is actually still there. Let's actually go. Oh, I did not mean to use that. Okay. Okay, we got 2,000 damage in. That's decent. Oh god. I didn't get the pause in time. I was trying to pause and use a level up, but I wasn't fast enough. I was trying to get that other potion too, but I just couldn't get to there in time either. In a way, this is technically a good thing for the guy, because then you can see kind of like everything that can go wrong with the run, so you can kind of be prepared ahead of time as well. So not only is it good for my personal experience, it's also good for the people watching and trying to learn. At least that's the way I'm looking at it. Ah, dang it. Ooh, that was actually a good reflection set. Let's actually go. Although now I'm in a bad position for this, which sucks. There we go, there's that phase. Okay, avoided the stun there at least. Yeah, you really can't do anything about that attack really, so just kind of accept it. Oh god. I feel like it kind of does most of its attacks in the same... Oh god, I keep forgetting about that. Let's just use a potion. Oh, I barely made that. There we go. Oh, I still got the damage. Nice. Oh god, that does a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm so afraid of trying to do anything when he does that attack phase because of like the one random insta-kill we had. I don't really know how to deal with otherwise. Okay, this is actually a good section to do the pogo as well, since he doesn't really move much. Okay, I'm staying away from this so I avoid the massive damage that does. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, the Sun Brigade, that fight is more about just being able to survive all the stuff that he throws at you in the meantime. As long as you can survive, that's the important bit. I don't remember how much / little damage they do. I just remember that their strength is... It's good for like the mid-game and for like very specific boss usages. I don't remember them being useful for that fight, but I would have to check again to actually know the numbers. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, this section exists in the game, but it's really not like super challenging or hard, so I'm not really making too much of a guide for this one. Just, you know, push forward, survive. That's all you need to do. Yeah, that's literally the end of the platforming section right here. So now we have the final boss. So the basic mechanic here, at the start of the fight, there's going to be 2 pink orbs on either side of the screen. You need to destroy all of those for Vaughn to become initially damageable. And that's only when his head actually like brightens up. As long as his head is lit up, you can do as much damage to him and as much like shenanigans as you want to do to him. Eventually, the pink orbs will respawn. And then once his head goes dim again, then you have to destroy those again in order to actually do damage to him. That's the key point you need to be aware of. Otherwise, just realize there's gonna be panic everywhere because everything else is also happening at the same time. And yeah, the orbs take basically 4 hits of the, yeah. Yeah, you also kind of want to try to dodge the main attacks that he does, because they will, in fact, do a lot of damage. Yeah, like, even though we see the orb available now, his head is still vulnerable, so we're still doing all the damage that we can. But yeah, all the attacks that actually come from him directly, you want to try to avoid, because they do a good chunk of damage. Kind of like that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use a potion here for a little bit of extra safety. Oh god, okay, now we're leveling up. Unfortunately, we only have like 1 safety level remaining, so it's kind of this or bust right now. Okay, we got damage. We actually got taken out of the stun effect. Ow. I couldn't even see myself for a second there. And I do also have my dragon power too. I need to remember that. The dragon power will be especially good when I need to recover and just plain ignore damage. Yeah, attacking the hands does not do damage to the head. So it's literally only the head you have to worry about. I'm just gonna do this now. For safety. And that's how you beat the game. Yeah, curious for full optimization. Maybe seeking a couple shots to throw a bit of extra damage. Yeah, I'll have to look at that at some point. I don't know if I call it a must-have. Because one thing I do notice is that when you attack his head using the dragon power, for whatever reason, the sword beam effect takes precedence over the actual sword swing. So you're doing a lot less damage per swing than you would think you would be doing. I'm basically using dragon power mostly as a way to recover health and not worry about damage for like certain segment of the fight if you happen to get like low on healing items or level up or anything like that. So I don't know if it's just an instance of like where I am on the screen relative to Vaughn's head, if maybe that's why the... I don't remember that sound effect having taken place before. But yeah, so I don't know if it's a matter of just where the hitbox is that's causing that issue. That's something I might need to try to investigate at some point in the future. But yeah, that's basically the way I've kind of interpreted that fight so far. You know, one thing we could do... unfortunately, I can't just skip the credits outright or anything like that. I do kind of want to see what our items do that we do have on the final boss. I'm just going to go ahead and close the game. Open it back up, because that's going to be a lot faster to get to the title screen. I do want to see what happens if we, like, what do the other items do in that fight? In the Vaughn fight, I should say. Because unfortunately, the Valkor fight just takes way too long to be able to get to. If we load back into this game, we can go right back to the lava area, the void. Because I'm imagining they don't do a lot of damage, if like anything practically. But I am kind of curious on some of the numbers now. Dang it. Okay, I was so sure I was gonna hit like the roof of that thing. I was gonna pay for it with my life. So glad I didn't. Okay, so how much... So I do want to focus on his actual head, because that's the kind of important bit. I've also been curious as to what happens... Yeah, skip cutscene. So I do also want to see what happens if you, like, just break at the claws. Wait, can you not... Oh, you can't even attack the claws until the things are gone either. That's good to know. Okay, so... But now I can attack the claws. Can I actually destroy the claws? Is one thing I want to test. Oh, God. Okay, so the downside actually doesn't do any extra damage. That's interesting. Yeah, we're just kind of doing some like experimental things now, because I'm curious. I also don't know if it necessarily matters like which hand I'm attacking, if they all take the damage. I should probably do a safety level. Yeah, I just want to see if it's even possible to destroy the hands at all. Okay, I love that I'm getting random health potions from the minor enemies. Yeah, so far I'm not really seeing any practical effects of attacking the hands. I don't know if there was gonna be. Ow. Yeah, it does seem like I just keep doing the sword beam damage instead of the actual sword itself, which is not helpful. Stop yelling at me! Actually, hold on. I'm actually still doing damage to him through his hands. Oh, actually, everything I'm attacking. Hold on. Okay, where am I? Okay, there I am. I literally lost track of where my body was. Oh god, I should not have. Oh god. Okay, we have one more safety level up. Yeah, I want to see if I can like do anything to any of these other guys, like at all. Okay, I think I killed something that gave me a level up. I don't know what. Okay, so you can destroy the heads. Destroying the heads is possible. Yeah, I'm just doing, like, for fun experimenting at this point. Hold on. Oh, God. Stop yelling. Okay, no, the heads do come back, though. Okay, so the heads on the side do revive on their own, and attacking the claws also does do damage to Valkor. Oh, also. Okay, the boomerang is useless. I didn't see how much damage that did. Was that effect always there? It seemed like a weird, like, icy skull effect. Huh. Okay, so we'll open that up again. We'll do one more test. I'm going to see how much damage the other things can do then. Yeah, the boomerang is it's doing the best it can, and it's adorable. But yeah, the main thing, I'm guessing the boomerang isn't getting through the enemy's basically damage reduction is probably what's going on. And I don't imagine most of our other things are going to have any much more effect. But yeah, let's go take a look. So one more trip through just so we can find out what our other effects do for like actual numbers. Dang it. Or at least for this section, I really don't need to worry about like my health or magic because it's all going to be replenished by the time we get to the end anyway. So there is that benefit. Oh god. Oh, I got lucky with that platform timing. Okay, yeah, so they do still spawn those things, so... Alright, so... Yeah, I do want to test the actual damage on the head, because that's going to be, like, the main thing I'm going to try to attack, so it takes the most damage. So let's try... Yeah. And yeah, the most efficient way to do damage to these orbs like this is do an upstab at the point where it affects them both on the same tick. Oh, come on. Oh, that didn't do anything. That didn't do anything, it didn't look like. That didn't do anything. Oh, I don't have the MP for that. Thankfully, I have a bunch of these potions. Oh, well. Well, so far, the things we tried have not done any damage at all. Alright, skip that. Yeah, that's definitely the vibe I'm getting too. Okay, still don't have the MP for this. That's absolutely no damage. And the thing is, this is the one that had probably the most likelihood of doing damage, because this one is max level, because we get all these through story. So I'm guessing this does nothing. Oh, wow. Okay, bullet does do damage. Not a lot, but it does do damage. We already tried that. There's no way bomb is going to work. It's not going to be high enough range. But yeah, it is absolutely sort of bust. I just got yeeted. Let's see if I can find just one more random, like, Bond defeat. Yeah, the upstab is just so efficient because it does like the most damage and you can do it like a good fast tick. Just basically as long as you can keep a rhythm on the up attack. There we go. Okay, so it's at least good to know that if I'm waiting for the head to be available to attack, I can still attack the claws and do a little bit of extra damage that way. So we've learned more things tonight. There is the benefit of that. Yeah, imagine making a guide and actually learning things from your own guide making. That's like the next level strats. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for all of our guides for tonight then. So for those watching on YouTube, I will say thank you so much for hanging out and checking out the guides, and hopefully these will at least kind of give you a little more light on how, like, you know, how the game has worked as from what I've been able to figure out. And hopefully it's able to encourage you to maybe at least pick the game up for yourself, if not maybe even speedrun it as well. I would be glad to have you. And so with that, to all those watching on YouTube, I bid you all I guess a good time of day. I can't really say good night because I don't know what time you're going to be watching this. But yeah, have a good time zone, everybody, and thank you for watching. Yay!